seeing a lot of agents in their path and like their growth, what would be some of the things that you see that they stumble on, and kind of what do you tell them to get them through that?
I think it varies by agent. Everybody
Right.
has their own demons that they got to work past or work through. Whether it's time management, getting up and getting out the door. One thing that Mike always tells me when I'm on the phone is like, I try to remind my agents the toughest door to get through is your own front door.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The toughest door to get through is your own front door. You've got to be up and through that door in your car at your first house at 9 in the morning.
Okay.
That doesn't mean leave your house at 9.
Right.
If your first appointment's an hour and a half down the road, leave your house by 7:30 and get there at 9.
Okay.
And something that I don't tell many people this. I don't even think I've told my wife this, but when I wake up in the morning before I come to work, I look at myself in the mirror and tell myself that I am the best.
Fire. Welcome, Senior Life family, to another All Fired Up podcast. I'm your host, Will Voorhees, and today I'm joined by Zach Phillips. Zach, how are we doing today?
I am all fired up, Will.
That's awesome. And so, for anybody that hasn't seen the podcast before or hasn't got to meet you yet, kind of just give us some background about yourself and how you got into the industry.
Sure. So, I've been with Senior Life since I was 18. I'm 32 now, and it was kind of interesting story how I joined Senior Life. I was dating my wife at the time, and my father-in-law was a RVP with our company. His recruiting pitch was essentially, son, what are you going to do when you grow up? As a high school senior, I was like, well, I'm going to go to college and play golf competitively and get a degree. And his turnaround on me was, well, you should really think about getting a life insurance license. So I don't know if it was just to impress him or what the case was, but I ended up getting my license while I was in high school, and I started coming to the office every day after school. 18, freshly licensed, and the rest has been history.
That's awesome, man.
I've been here since then. Yeah.
And so, how have you grown in those 14 years? I mean, so you started off as an agent, and now you're a VP of the company.
Right.
Kind of tell us about that journey.
It's definitely been interesting.
Yeah.
I've had to roll with a lot of punches through the last 14 years. I've had an opportunity to do a little bit of everything. And to be completely honest, at 18 years old, I didn't really know how to connect with our market, trying to sell insurance over the phone. And I've grown a lot through the years learning how to do that. But I've had an opportunity to see from lead generation all the way to death of an insured. And it's really been interesting to see the full cycle of a policy, cycle of how our business works. So yeah, I've done a little bit of everything. I was even a company lawyer for a couple of months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which was interesting, but it's been a very exciting journey for me, and very rewarding as well.
Nice. And speaking of rewarding, being in the position that you're in, you see a lot of people grow and develop.
Yeah.
I guess just like, how has that been? Just to see leaders kind of get built up and.
Yeah. To be honest with you, a big part of what makes me feel good, makes me feel like I've done my job, and not necessarily what my current position is or role is I've always been one to strive to build leaders stronger than myself.
Okay.
And I think that's the key in our business, is making sure that we want not our agents just to survive, but thrive.
Right.
So the last few months has really been fun, being able to get out on the road with some of our new guys, Adam and Dustin and Mike and Derek. Those guys.
Yeah, you've been traveling a lot lately, right?
I have. Yeah. I was in Arkansas and Michigan for a week at a time the last couple of weeks. So really we've had a great time seeing where they came from. Most of those guys came from Lincoln. So, they had some similar experiences, but
Right.
once they jumped that fence and saw that the grass has been much greener on this side of things, just the sky's really the limit for those guys.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
I'm really excited to see where they're going to take this opportunity. They've done an amazing job the last few months, and I'm stoked for them.
Awesome, man.
You know.
And so, seeing a lot of agents in their path and like their growth, what would be some of the things that you see that they stumble on, and kind of what do you tell them to get them through that?
I think it varies by agent. Everybody has their own demons that they got to work past or work through. Whether it's time management, getting up and getting out the door. One thing that Mike always tells me when I'm on the phone is like, I try to remind my agents the toughest door to get through is your own front door.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The toughest door to get through is your own front door. You've got to be up and through that door in your car at your first house at 9 in the morning.
Okay.
That doesn't mean leave your house at 9.
Right.
If your first appointment's an hour and a half down the road, leave your house by 7:30 and get there at 9.
Okay.
And something that I don't tell many people this. I don't even think I've told my wife this, but when I wake up in the morning before I come to work, I look at myself in the mirror and tell myself that I am the best.
Okay.
Not that I'm going to be the best, that I am the best.
Right.
Whether that statement may be true for
or
some
not,
people,
yeah.
To each their own, but I tell myself that I'm the best. That way, if I believe it, I am.
Right.
Right. So that's something that I would stress to a lot of the agents, especially the newer ones that are facing a lot of objections and no's.
Yeah.
Because this can be a very mentally challenging game that we play every single day, and I look at it as a chess match. When you get to the door, getting in the door is tough. When you get on the couch and making your presentations, that can be tough, but you've got to persevere and just keep pushing forward. And you talk to enough people, you'll talk to the right people.
Right.
Right.
It's almost a numbers game.
That's right.
And so, what would be the thing that's kept you going? What's your why?
I think it may be cliche, but my why is my family, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big one.
It is a big one. But what I said earlier is just cultivating and growing leaders that are stronger than myself. I can look back at all the time that I spent in the administrative role through our home office, and pretty much most every director we have, I either was in the hiring process for them or I was a big part of their training.
Okay.
And that really excites me, just to see I help them get started.
Right, and now you get to see where they're at.
And now they're a leader.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of
cool.
my why as well.
Yeah. And so what would you say would be the thing you're most excited about for the future of Senior Life?
Senior Life's going to take over.
Yeah.
I mean, final expense industry, you're not going to find a better opportunity anywhere. Overall, we've got the best platform, the best system, the best leads, the best technology. Most importantly, the best people.
Yes, sir.
People is what makes this business. This is nothing but a people business.
Right.
So all the way from, our administrative people to our sales people, we have the best. We are the best. Just like the statement I say every day in the mirror. I am the best. We are the best. And futuristically, Senior Life is going to be for sure a household name across the United States.
Right.
No doubt about it.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
And so is there anybody you want to give a special shout out to, any kind of thanks, or anybody you just want to mention?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that I personally could thank. Just getting me in the business, my father-in-law, Mitch Connor.
Yeah.
Ron Powell for his vision and his leadership. He's a visionary. He's not just a leader. He's a visionary.
Right.
He sees things that we don't see.
Right.
And he's able to motivate us and encourage us to not have thimble thinking.
Right.
Think bigger.
Think big. Yeah.
Not just big, huge. Think huge. So, and all of our leaders, Robert Shiver, everybody in our home office, but most importantly, of course, our agents.
Right.
Without them, I wouldn't have a job.
Yeah,
You
me
wouldn't have a
either.
job,
Yeah.
right? So they're really what gives us a paycheck every week. So, I just want to thank the whole Senior Life family for the opportunity that I've had over the last 14 years. I'm still a young man, so I got another 30 plus years here at Senior.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where we're going to be.
Me
5
too.
years down the road, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. It's going to be a great journey.
Sky's the limit.
That's right. Amen.
Zach, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you.
And everybody at home, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and be on the lookout next Friday for another All Fired Up.
Fire up.